From cradle to confessional.
This is Messy Since Birth.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Amalia. Hey, twin.
Hey, twin. How are you?
Good. I can't complain. How you doing?
I can complain, but I won't complain.
Okay. So before we get into it, what's your mess of the week?
My mess of the week is my life. Your life was the mess of the week last week.
Mm-hmm.
My life is the mess of the week this week.
Feel it.
My life is a scheme that Todd set up.
What did Todd do?
You know, life's just lifing. We don't even need to get into the details, but life is lifing. Todd, I don't know what you have against me, but whatever
Really?
it is, I'm at the point where Issa was on the final season of Insecure when she said, "Can we just fast forward to the part where everything is okay?" And that's how my life is right now. I just want to fast forward to where everything is good.
Yeah, but it worked out for Issa, so it's gonna work out for you.
It did work out for Issa.
So yeah, got it.
That's my mess. What did Ashley say? I'm healing and thriving.
Exactly.
So I'm healing and thriving. What's your mess?
I'm gonna try and keep it short. My mess of the week is Uber Eats. Uber Eats, if I ever catch you outside, I'm coming for your neck. So yesterday, I was having a bad day. I did not do my sleep meditation the night before, and so everything spiraled. Anyway, I was like, you know what? I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to order food. So I ordered Chipotle, which I never do. Mind you, I don't order food because it's so much easier for me just to make it. So I go to my way, I order it, $25. The person picks it up. On the way I see them, they drop it off. Nowhere to be found. So I call 3 times and he says, all right, hold up, let me call you back. Never got a call back. So I got my money back. Now I come home, I'm still having a bad day. I said, I can't cook. So I used the credit that Uber gave me, which is $25, and I order Wingstop. So they're preparing the food. Cool. 45 minutes later, a driver's coming. 30 minutes later, another driver's coming. 2 hours later, the last driver comes. They pick up the food quotes, and they bring it. They drive to my house. The driver calls me. I'm like, oh, perfect. They're outside. Like, let me get up and go. Here goes the driver. Man, I'm just letting you know that I don't have your food. Somebody else took your food, but I'm just coming up here so I can get my money. I drove all the way to the county to deliver this. I don't have your food. You're going to have to call Uber, but I'm just here to get my money.
No way.
I'm already having a bad day, so I crash out. So I call Uber, and I'm like, what's going on? I want my money back, number one. Number two, how do you explain that you had 3 drivers go to Wingstop? One of those drivers took my food and never dropped it off.
What?
Yeah. So I'm talking on the phone. Here she goes. Okay, just give me 3 minutes. Let me look into everything. Okay, cool. She gets back on the phone. Here she goes. Yeah, we're not going to be able to refund you your money. Due to our protocols, the driver dropped off your food. I said, okay, how did they drop off the food if I don't have my food? So I said, let me stop you. I want to speak to a manager. She keeps talking. So I said, let me stop you. I want to speak to a manager. She said, okay, I'll put you on the callback list. Callback list? So I said,
No. I don't want to be on the callback list. I want to talk right now.
So I said, you know what, go ahead. So my dinner last night was sardines and cheese and crackers.
Sardines. Hey, and pork and beef.
I love sardines, but I don't want to have to be actually struggling to eat them. So now here's what really pissed me off. These sluts call me back at 12 a.m. Eastern time. Luckily, my phone was on sleep, because if you had woke me up out of my sleep with that BS, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
During my crash out, I went on Uber. I deleted every single card I had in that account. I signed out and I deleted the app. You will never get money from me.
No.
Y'all lost your mind. So yes, that's my mess of the week.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. And look, it must have been a sign. God said, girl, get a grip. Summer is here.
Yeah, you need to be fine.
But to really be struggling and eating sardines was a new low for me.
I've never had a sardine in my life. Those are
They're
like little
so
fish, right?
No, those are I love anchovies. But the sardines, they come in the tin.
I don't know. What is it?
It's a little fish. And I mean, I think people don't like them because they are fishy. Like they have a
Okay.
lot of oil. And that's the
Okay.
type of fish I like. I like a fish
Okay. No, I've never had a sardine. Does it have a
tonight.
smell? Because if it has a smell, I will
Mhm,
not eat it. No. Okay.
absolutely. It's
So,
like it's fish.
okay, and I love fish, like catfish. But no, I've never had a sardine.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna bring you some with some lemon and some salt and just
Okay.
okay. So we're gonna start with the valley. I have some alleged news at the end of this little recap, but let's get back into it. So, this episode, they're still in Santa Barbara, but this time they are going to a vineyard to do some wine tasting. So, everything's going okay, but Jesse decides that he needs to talk to Michelle, his estranged wife. So, they go separate from the group and they're talking. Michelle thinks that Jesse wants to talk so that he can apologize. My thing is, when you guys were married and he never apologized, why do you think, as his estranged wife, he would ever apologize to you? And just a reminder, she wants an apology for Jesse calling her an escort.
Mm,
Yeah. So they start going back and forth, blah, 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 blah. And Michelle throws out some things, saying that he took all the money, a business partner gave them money for their daughter, he took it, and allegedly there is a gay man who has been sending Jesse money on his birthday.
mm,
Yeah. So all of that happens. The friends have to intervene. And then Jesse admits that he was lying when he told the boys' chat that Michelle was an escort.
mm.
My thing is, Michelle needs to leave the show. A check in your mental health is not worth being
Never.
around.
No.
Like, I get that. Um, anyway, moving on to Danny and Nia. Now, nothing really ever happens with them because I am going to admit they do like to portray like their life is perfect. Like they have a
Mm,
perfect little family, their three kids, da da da. But the thing with Danny, he gives me a that bad vibe, right? Like you hang out with Jax, you hang out with Jesse, you're in this nasty boys chat. There's something you're not telling us. Like he always likes to bring up, I'm a dad of three, I have my wife, da da. That doesn't mean anything.
no. You could be a dad of
So
3 and be a piece of shit.
exactly. So when he gets drunk, he gets handsy. So one time when they were out, he put his hand on Jasmine's leg and said, "Go get daddy a drink."
Ill.
And then he slapped Jasmine's now fiance's butt in that same night, and he was drunk. And I think Nia's kind of like trying to brush it under the rug because this would prove that Danny's actually a creep.
Right.
So anyway, he shows up late to the vineyard. Everybody else is a little bit tipsy because they've been drinking all day. He's like, I gotta catch up, I gotta catch up. Just a reminder, everybody, they're at a vineyard doing a wine tasting. There should be no reason why you're chugging wine.
And what do you have to catch up to?
Right. Don't forget, you're a dad of three.
Yeah.
Relax.
Why are we having to catch up? Just enjoy the wine.
Right. You can go back to the house and get drunk. Like, what? So they do end up back at the house. Janet, the monitoring spirit, is in the pantry. And Danny comes in and, he's like, hey, what's up? He goes to the corner and allegedly he's chugging tequila. Yeah. So then he goes to the bedroom and it passes out. I mean, getting drunk off of wine and then chugging tequila after, I don't care how much you need to let loose. You got a problem. If you can't stick
You're a
to one
drunk.
liquor, yeah, at your big age, something's wrong. So anyway, Nia tries to go wake him up. He won't wake up. He's asleep. He's passed out. So they get to dinner and it's kind of heavy. So Kristen decides to play a game. And she's like, okay, I want everyone to go around and tell me your hall pass. So everyone goes around. Everyone has normal ones. Her now fiance says, oh, my hall pass would be the Little Mermaid.
Like Halle
Now,
Bailey? Or like
you know,
the cartoon
like,
The Little Mermaid?
yeah. But here's the thing, I'm not going to judge him too hard because I know there's some girls out there who have seen Lion King 2, and I know you feel a certain way about Kovu. So I don't want to hear any judgment, period. Okay? So that happens. And then things kind of hit the fan. Everyone is harping on Nia, saying that you hide things. Like, stop trying to make it seem like Danny's asleep when he's really passed out. What's the difference?
Right.
What's the difference between being asleep and passing out after drinking?
What is the difference?
Thank you. This is just a reason why this show was going down the drain. You just want to make drama for drama's sake. Who
Hmm.
cares? So then Brittany, she's like, I don't get it. Everybody else, is being silent. I have to put my whole life on the line. My husband's in rehab. Da, 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 da. Nobody asked you to do that. That's what you're not understanding. Your husband's a piece of trash. And he got caught being a cokehead. Sorry. What does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So she storms off. They have, Bravo loves to do it to be continued.
Hate it.
But the thing about this show is like, I don't really need it to continue. They're fighting about nothing.
So
They're fighting
then
about a person, semantics.
on the after show, because I did see that, Brittany was
Ooh,
filming
okay.
for the after show, and then Jax just called
Hmm.
her out of nowhere, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm literally working right now." So it's like seems like to be like the pattern for him
Hmm.
to just
Yeah.
harass
So while
her.
he's in rehab, yes. But like, how is that Nia's fault that he does that when you're filming?
Right.
That seems like you and Jack's problem.
Right.
So the end of the episode is to be continued. I don't care. But here's the tea that's been going around. So allegedly, Bravo is going to be putting The Valley on pause because of declining ratings and cast behavior. I don't think y'all understand how happy I am. And I'm not happy in the people's demise. I'm just happy in the show's demise. It is boring. It is toxic. I'm
And
not,
I have asked this question for the last 2 weeks. Is it really that bad? And then when I saw that report today, I'm like, wait a minute. Is that bad? The ratings are low.
yes.
But then you've got people who are like, okay, this is what we want. We want the cast to be problematic. We don't want them to have sense.
No, this is like criminal and like psychology wise toxic, dangerous.
Mm,
We have two narcissists, Jax and Jesse, and then Danny, a creepy person who tries to portray himself as this caring, great dad and husband. Let me tell you something. If you are in that creepy boys chat,
you're a creep.
mm-mm,
You're a
I don't
creep.
trust you. Yeah. Yeah, period. Because if you are condoning what they're saying in there and it's boycott to keep it secret,
Right. You must agree with
mm,
something that's being said in there. You're not just sitting up in the chat.
exactly.
You agree with
Right.
something.
So, you know what I say? Good. Make room for the Persians. Because one thing they got is personality. This cast is white rice with no soy sauce. Okay?
Well,
Flavor.
they are on the lineup for BravoCon, so who knows if they're really going to be off getting a little boot, but I know that would make a lot of people happy, including
I
you.
will not be going to that. I'll watch it on Peacock when they stream Bravo. I can tell you that right now. Ma'am.
Um, did you watch this week's Summer House?
I did. So, before we start, I've been hearing rumblings that Lindsay has been put on a list to potentially start test filming for the third reboot of Roni, which, if this is true, I think she would be amazing on Real Housewives.
Okay.
And that's just my piece. Do you know who Lindsay is? Okay, that's fine.
I did see, okay,
Someone
so
agrees.
I saw the clip of them all sitting around the table discussing their relationship problems. I know you're going to get there.
Mm,
Because I need some clarification on why we're throwing this all out in front of everybody. Is Lindsay the one who's pregnant right now?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, I do know her. So why were they all just throwing out their business at the table?
Okay, well, there's two table incidents.
Okay.
Is this the most recent one that you're talking about?
Yeah, from like this week's episode, I think.
Oh, so we could honestly just start there because everything comes to a head at that dinner table. So, some backstory, Carl and Lindsay were engaged. They had the wedding planned, everybody had bought their ticket. Like, they were getting married in the next 2 months. Carl breaks up with Lindsay on national television without even discussing that, I don't know if I'm ready for this, da da da, like a normal communicative couple. He brings the cameras in. He says, this is not going to work. We need to call it off on television. Lindsay's like, what? Blindsided. So that's their breakup.
Right.
Now, literally, all right, I think like 6, 7 months later, she's pregnant with
Mhm.
her new boyfriend's baby. And she's at a wedding, she's doing all of this, and it was a surprise to everybody. So they have some animosity still there. And I think Lindsay is still embarrassed, as she should be, that she let this man with big teeth and big ears do that to her on national television.
Yeah, cuz I think that's the clip that I saw. She said something like, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even
Hmm.
be in this situation where I met this man and got
Hmm.
pregnant by this man.
She never told a lie. So this episode, there's a lot of, well, there's always drama between Jesse and Lexi. But this episode, Jesse seems like he's all in, but Lexi's like, I don't know. They have been together. So the summer's what, 3 months?
Right.
They've been together 3 months. They've already broken up once. She says that she cannot trust him because he keeps telling her half truths. If y'all have been dating for 2 seconds and you can't trust your boyfriend, it's time to say auf Wiedersehen and hit
Yes.
the road.
Yes.
Like, that's bonkers to me. So they all get to the house, and Lexi's like, hey, can I talk to you? To Jesse. So Jesse and Lexi leave and they're talking. She breaks up with him.
Mm, good for her.
He's like, yeah, no, it's not going to work. Like, I don't trust you. You're a liar. Jesse's kind of like, I don't appreciate you calling me a liar, blah, blah, blah. So they end it. He's pretty sad. Okay, fine. He goes up to his room, and then the whole house goes up to the room except for Gabby, Lexi, and Lindsay. And they're like, well, what happened? What's going on? He tells everybody that they essentially broke up because Sierra. This is now like the fifth time he's putting Sierra in the middle
Why is
of
he
him,
doing that?
because I feel like he doesn't want to admit that it just didn't work out because of him. So now he's trying to blame Sierra and take the heat off of him. So Kyle goes downstairs and is like, Lexi, I'm just checking on you. Like, what happened? Jesse said that you guys really broke up because of Sierra. And Lexi's like, what? We broke up because he's a liar, not because of Sierra. And Kyle's like, wait, what? He literally just told us that was the reason upstairs, like 10 minutes before. So they have this big family dinner. This is the freedom dinner. This is where Lindsay says her piece to Carl. So everyone's like, making a speech. So Lexi's like, I want to make a speech directly to Jesse. And she's pretty much like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you trying to put a wedge between a relationship between Lexi and the girls, pitting
Right.
them against each other? Well, I guess to end the conversation, and Lexi's essentially like, I don't trust Sierra, period. But I'm like, wait, how do you not trust Sierra if you know that she wasn't trying to get in the middle of it?
Right.
So Jesse is now scot free once again. I don't,
Ooh, child.
yeah. My last thing is, oh, no, no, no. There was something else. So when they first got to the house on Friday, you would not believe the bags that were sitting on the kitchen table. It was like 6 Uber Eats bags. The way I was triggered after this week, I said, okay.
How come they got their Uber Eats and I couldn't get my Wingstop?
Period.
So
My,
then they were on, Jesse was on Watch What Happens.
mm,
And he was literally sitting there, like, trying to convince Andy
mhm.
and West that he has treated Lexi like a queen. Like, he's literally telling them, like, he's treated her well, and they're both looking like, bruh,
There were cameras.
are you, who are you trying to convince right now?
Right. Now, this is my final.
Narcissist.
He, thank you. You know what someone said? Someone said that Tom Sandoval, no, Jesse Solomon is Tom Sandoval, and West Conrad is Tom Schwartz.
Mm,
And I said, yep, you right. But my last thing is, do you know what a toe separator is?
to, like, spread your toes out, like when you go to get a pedicure, or
But like, but like these encase your toes. Like it's like the pedicure thing, but then there's another one on top. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Well, Jesse was wearing them when he was spooning Lexi. Um, this was like just like
Wait, I'm looking it up. Cause,
I've
huh?
never seen a toe separator.
Why is he wearing this?
I don't know,
He's
and I could
correcting his toes. But what's wrong with them?
I don't know. It's like braces for your toes.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I hate feet. Number one. So if we're laying in bed together and you got these on your feet, bleh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
put some socks on.
And I can see why she has the ick. Because why do you have toe separators? That's weird.
Toe separators can be effective for improving toe alignment, relieving pain, and enhancing foot health. Many podiatrists recommend wearing them to treat certain conditions. I know, okay, so I know when I watch Hard Knocks, the football players, they do wear
Mhm.
something like this, like, but they're athletes and they don't
They,
want to have like ugly ass feet.
right. Like NFL player versus Hamptons vacation. Like, what's going on?
Well, you can get them at your local CVS and your local Walmart and Walgreens. Walgreens has the best price, and their gel toe spacers, they are $7 at Walgreens.
Ew.
I'm
And
literally thinking that is like what you get when you go to get a pedicure and you don't want your polish to rub your toe, but no, this is quite interesting.
this is orthopedic.
Yeah. And they're
Yuck.
all gel. So if y'all
Okay.
need y'all's toes separated to relieve any type of pain, go run. Don't walk to your local CVS.
Run if you can, baby. Run if you can.
That is funny. Okay. I do have the ick. All right. I'm back with more never should have mets.
Yes.
I'm exhausted. These people have worked my nerves. So this week we start with Ty, who is in a relationship with, I want to say he's with
Brittany.
Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
So he starts off by serving Brittany breakfast in bed. And last week I said, where are they making these men?
Mm-hmm.
And the answer was hell. But
Mm-hmm.
the correct answer is the the depths of hell, the pits of hell. Because as this man is doing this beautiful gesture for this lady, one of the housemates says, does this man have any common sense? Why is he taking her breakfast in bed? He's doing more of the womanly roles than the actual woman in the relationship.
No.
Bury him.
Seriously.
Get him out of here.
Do
Get
you
him
remember
out of here. That was Chris.
mm,
Chris,
the type?
Chris, come to the floor. All right.
Mm.
So Chris is in a relationship with Alexis. Chris is 35 years old. Alexis is 47. This man speaks like he could be from the olden days of how he thinks he's supposed to communicate with his woman. So they played a game of how well do you know me?
Mm.
Like almost like the newlywed game. So this was the cast assignment for the week was to play this game. And Chris knew nothing about this woman that he's been talking to for a year. He also couldn't spell. They asked what's her favorite alcohol and he put Bally's and everyone's trying to sit around and they're like, what
The
does he mean by Bally's? What's Bally's? And he goes, no, this is Bailey's. No, that says Bally's. They
my God.
also asked what her favorite color was. I can't even remember how he spelled purple, but it was not purple.
Purple.
It said like, I can't even. I just was like, huh?
That's
But
as a
you want to
40.
talk about like, you want to talk about what a real woman, what a real man. Real men know
Mhm.
how to spell.
Well, also, where's your education since you're such a man? Shouldn't the men bring in the money? And I would think you need a good education to bring in good money.
Period.
Yeah.
So one of the questions was, what's better, being with your person online
Mm-hmm.
or being with the person in real life? Pretty much everyone said in real life. You get to this
Mm-hmm.
buffoon, and he says, on Alexis, you got to get some self esteem, sister, and
Quick.
hightail it out of this relationship. And they're all like, why
You're,
would you say that?
mm-hmm.
And he goes, because it was a less stressful environment. I didn't have to communicate as much. I could say what I wanted to say and she would leave it alone.
So what was his end game for the relationship? Just to date for 100 years online?
Who knows? Who knows? So, as they're playing the game, one of the questions comes up about like keeping secrets and
Ooh.
whatnot. And so, of course, we know that Clavassier is
Yes.
keeping the biggest secret out of everyone in the house
Right.
because his ex girlfriend moved in and she wound up pregnant.
You don't know how.
We don't know how because she's the Virgin Mary.
Mm-hmm. God bless.
So they put that they're not keeping secrets. Like, well, of course, Tatiana's going to put that she's not keeping a secret because she's
Right.
not. But Clay also put that he's not keeping a secret. And Alexis, who is with Chris, goes,
Mm-hmm.
because everyone in the house knows about Clavassier's
Except
secret baby,
Tatiana.
except for Tatiana.
Wow.
Tatiana is being made a fool of right now. Poor girl. I feel so bad for
Yeah.
her because not only is she being made a fool of, he's also like love bombing her, where he's just like telling her, I love you. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
doing all of these things, but you have yet to be truthful to this person. So she has no clue. And so Alexis said, well, that set Chris off.
What?
And Chris tells her, you need to mind your business and stay out of other people's relationships. How does that make me look as your man when you're putting yourself in other people's relationships?
You're on a dating show, living in a house with other couples. What do you think was going to happen?
I gotta be the man in this relationship to tell Alexis that that ain't right. Alexis, get out, girl.
It,
Leave this man. Nobody on this current cast needs to be together except for Cinco and Jay. Like they even had a hiccup this episode because
really?
they were playing Never Have I Ever, and
Mm-hmm.
one of the questions was, have you ever slept with more than two people in a 24-hour time
Mm-hmm.
frame? And she said yes. And he's like, excuse me? When did this happen? Did this
Right.
happen when we were together? Like, was it in this current year? And
Mm-hmm.
she got a little bit like defensive and she's like, I don't have to tell you that.
Right.
And he's like, I'm not trying to like, I'm just wanting to know, when did it happen? Like, has it
Mm-hmm.
been since we've been talking to each other? I'm not telling you anything. So they kind of had a little bit of a rift there, but they were
Yeah.
able to talk about it. Her sister and his friend came in and they were able to resolve that issue, but they're the only ones who I see having a future outside of the Never Shoulda Mets. And that's literally all I've been watching besides Forever on
Oh,
Netflix.
that's crazy.
Everybody needs to go watch Forever. It's not a reality show, but it's a good show. And
That's on my
that's
list of
that's
this
all
show.
I'm gonna say. Yes, watch it.
Okay, you want to take it away? We are heading into Bravo's Love Hotel.
Okay, tell me about it.
This episode was
A filler,
not, yeah, it wasn't the thrill I think a lot of us were expecting with the new guy. Well, let me not say a lot of us, the two of us. It, I don't know, it was filler. And you know,
it
I
was
don't like
filler.
filler episode.
It was a filler.
Um,
Even with them bringing in the new men, it still seemed very like rushed.
exactly. Like, I mean, I think the funniest thing is that Ed and Giselle know each other because Giselle dated Ed's cousin.
Right.
And he really I'm like Mufasa, and that made me uncomfortable because I was like, I'm watching a dating show on Bravo, but I hear Mufasa in my head. So he gotta go. My
He
childhood
gotta
is,
go.
and he did.
And he did, which I was happy about because he wasn't my type.
I mean, at your big age, wearing ripped jeans, I don't mind ripped jeans, but you're 62 years old, I believe. What's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't see it for him. So it was good that I loved that they didn't require anyone to keep someone just for the sake of keeping them.
Yeah, right. Oh, here's one thing. Jason, okay, does he look familiar to you?
Jason,
The new
Jason.
black guy that Ashley's interested in?
No.
I don't know. For some reason, he looks so familiar to me. And then I found out that he's from Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
But I'm
he's from
like,
DC.
anyway, he looks familiar, but the voice.
There was
I'm sorry
nothing about Jason that would have attracted me to him.
if he didn't talk. Like, I cannot be with a man whose voice is higher than mine. I just can't do it. Sorry.
I just thought it was so funny when Shannon and Ashley were having their heart to heart about her crashing her car and he's standing there so awkwardly and then he was like, okay, I'm gonna head out now."
Right.
I thought that was
Like,
me, but I don't I mean, I know you keep saying that Ashley needs a black man. Ashley does not need a black man. I could never even picture Ashley with a black man. Be for real. You could actually see her with a black man?
that's what she needs.
Okay, she might need it, but can you see it?
The right one. And I thought Wale would be the right one, but he a little bit too aggressive.
He is.
Like, that put me off so bad.
Okay, so does she need a black man who is around her age like Jason, or does she need an older black man? I don't see her I don't see her even needing a black man.
Okay, here it number one, these men need to be in her age range. I feel like she's just the type of person that's always dated older white men. I think she needs to date a white man in her age bracket, not younger like Josh Harlow, as Dr. Wendy
I
put it.
couldn't stand Josh Harlow.
He just wanted to be on camera. Period.
Right. Right.
Um someone in her age range, and a lot of people in her age range divorced and have kids already, so I don't see why she wouldn't be able to find that.
And that's why she has nothing in common with Wale because she
Hmm.
feels like she has already established her life because she's been married, she has kids, and
Right.
now she feels like she needs to be with someone who has also been through those types of things.
Right, and he lives in Rhode Island. I mean, now that we have the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, she
Right.
could
We
pivot,
could
but
get a crossover.
right, but I don't think so. I could not see her living in Rhode Island.
No. I
um
don't know. I'm still a little bit skeptical about Ashley being with a black man. I can't see it. But
Regardless,
if it
her age range.
happens, regardless, it needs to be somebody in her age range
Right.
because now she has jumped on the Ralph train and she's like, I didn't even get to explore
Yeah.
that with Ralph. So, and I again don't see the Ralph lore. Like I don't get it. But
Oh,
everyone has like dropped their panties for this man and they're all like, oh, Ralph, Ralph, Ralph. And now here we have Ashley who is
I
like, Ralph, Ralph. Which
I really do like Ralph. But here's the thing. He's not looking at anybody else but Giselle, I feel like.
yeah,
Like Luann, Shannon, y'all could try, but he wants Giselle.
I
And I
just
think he could look past the 11-year-old and 9-year-old.
I'm texting you a picture because I saw this on Twitter and I was cracking up.
Oh my, okay. And I can describe y'all. Okay, let's see. I love the chemistry of this cast already. This show is perfect. And they've cropped out Ashley from the cast photo.
Why is she here?
And now, because she needs love.
Girl, if you don't go find it somewhere else, I get so sick of seeing Ashley on my TV. Like, I'm so sick of her. And there are
But
no men on here who are fit for her.
that's true. But this show is doing what Traders did for me with Robin. Like, I can stand her on Love Hotel.
I can't.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay.
If Ashley has no haters, I'm dead. That
Oh,
is my level of like, haterism for Ashley.
Listen, when Potomac comes back, my hate for her will come back as well. So
I don't understand. Like, I really tried. I tried to make it work with this girl, and
mhm,
it's just not happening. It's not.
it's okay.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah. You know what? It shouldn't be funny, but it was to me. When Luann was just beginning her crash out after what's his name? I don't know. The man she's interested in said that he has the same birthday as her
Oh,
dad.
as her dad.
What made me laugh was that, like, mid crash out, mid hyperventilation, about to run, she runs back and grabs her drink and then leaves. And I was like, well, and then I was like, wait, I thought she was sober. But I guess because she's not under contract with Roni anymore, she could drink. Because
Yeah,
that was a
because
big thing on her time. It was like, I don't think she was an alcoholic. I just think she was going through a lot.
she loved to drink.
I mean, she can. She has the money.
Yeah, this was just a filler. Not much happened.
No,
No interesting guys. I mean,
Craig
the
was in
most. Who?
Craig, the guy who had the New Jersey accent, and he was weird.
Was he there?
I think it was on purpose, a comedic relief, because I was like, you don't fit in with any
Anyone.
of them.
I didn't
Yeah,
understand that one. Yeah, Craig was not doing it for me.
not
Do you eat vegetables?
I do, but Earl the Pearl at his big age does not.
Is that a problem for you?
Yes, for someone that age, it is a problem because do you want to have a heart attack? What's going on? Eat vegetables. He said, but I like pizza. Okay, you're a child.
Earl is a child, and
Hmm.
while Shannon and the new guy, they were talking about California, California living, and
Phil.
Phil, while they were talking about that,
Hmm.
Earl is sitting there with this look on his face
Hmm.
of immaturity. And then he says something that someone his age should not have said out loud. And he's like, I don't even live in California, so I can't even get in on this conversation.
Right. Like, you don't have to live in California to just jump in and be like, oh, that sounds amazing. Like, maybe when I come visit you, Shannon, if this works out, you can show me around. Um, the thing for me is like, at the end of their conversation argument, they essentially both stated that they remind each other of their
Of their
exes.
exes.
Please hit the road. It should be
Leave.
that simple.
Yeah, that simple. And let this be the last that we see of Earl. Like, I'm done.
Yeah,
He
that was
I
gross.
didn't like him from the first place because he led with trauma stories.
Hmm.
So it's time to go.
I feel like he tricks people. Like he comes off
Mm.
as fine, da 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 da. But then when you really dig deeper, it's like, wait, why are you like
When you
that?
dig deeper, he doesn't eat vegetables.
Vegetables.
And Shannon
So
crashed out over him not eating vegetables.
that was neurotic.
I was
I mean, it
like,
wasn't,
girl, okay, get a grip.
yeah,
I understand where you're coming from because we need a grown ass adult to eat vegetables,
right.
but like, girl, you are not this man's mama. Calm
And
down.
you know what? I wonder what her zodiac sign is. I'm saying this like I know, but I'm like,
What do you think it is? Guesses one, two,
oh,
three. Cancer.
March 25th.
Oh, she's an Aries.
I don't know. I thought she was gonna be like a Cancer and be like, okay, like I can see that kind of
Yeah, I could see
crash out.
her being a Cancer because she just
Yeah,
crashed out so fast. She's an Aries. Okay, cool.
just
I don't know anything about astrology. I just know what signs go with where they go. I don't know nothing
only
else.
sorry.
Okay, when's the last time you watched Basketball Wives?
Not since Megan from Bad Girls Club was on it. So however long it has to be like 10 years.
Yeah, same. I haven't watched Basketball Wives in forever, but
Now,
there's
what
a new
made you
season of Basketball Wives, and what made me watch is
hmm?
there's a young, hot stud on there
Okay, I have a question after that.
by the name of Ty Young. Do you know who that is?
No, but is she a full-time cast member or is she like
Oh no, she's a full-time cast member
a
on
stud?
Basketball Wives. Uh-huh.
A stud?
A stud, yeah. Now, the reason she's on Basketball Wives is because she is a former professional basketball player.
Wait a minute. A person with a hijab? There's a Muslim person on here too?
Girl, that is Brittany Renner. Do you know who Brittany Renner is?
They they call her a hoe.
She is.
Oh, right.
And now
Be-
she's married to Kevin Gates.
huh?
But who but
Wait,
Kevin
wait, wait, wait,
Gates
wait,
but
wait.
but Kevin Gates is still married to Drika. But they went to like Abu Dhabi and like got married and she converted to a Muslim. I let me tell you. I did not watch Basketball Wives to see Brittany Renner on here cosplaying as a Muslim woman. I did not come over to that for that. Be for real.
Wow.
Be
And
for real.
Jackie on the show.
Who?
Jackie Christie.
Oh yeah, she's still there, of course.
She need her check real bad because
Well,
it's
Doug is a
time.
freaking basketball coach. So what kind of check does she need?
She wants her own money. I understand.
Now their daughter is on the show.
Excuse me,
So the daughter is on there.
Chantel.
Yes. And she's
It's
married to
down.
a basketball player. But I
I don't
wasn't watching
care.
Basketball Wives for that.
Right. I may have
I
to
was
watch now.
watching because Ty is on there. So Ty is on there with her girlfriend, fake girlfriend,
Oh.
a straight
Ooh.
girl who wanted to dip her toe into dating a woman. Because what is it? What is it with these straight girls who just, they see a stud and they're like, ah, I want to jump on them.
Because they're male adjacent.
Exactly. Okay, so Ty has been seeing this young lady. Her name is Ming. Well, Ming and Ty have a sit down. This is going to go somewhere. I'm not just saying all this to say this because Lord knows I don't watch Basketball Wives and I had no desire to watch Basketball Wives. So
Okay.
stay with me because this is going somewhere.
Mhm.
Ty and Ming date. Or they used to date. They're trying to date again. Who knows?
Make
Ming says to Ty, "You leave me to hang out with your friend? I don't understand how you and this so-called friend can sit on the phone and have, I checked your phone records. You guys have 3,000 minutes. Do you know how much time that is? That's 50 hours that you've been talking to this person. And you're saying that this person is just a friend? How dare you? That 3,000 minutes is more than just a friend."
mm-hmm.
And Ty says, "No, this is just my friend. She's going through something right now and I wanted to be there for her." Can we take a guess of who this friend is? Okay. Have you looked up who Ty Young is by now?
Yes.
Okay,
And
does she look
look,
familiar?
yes, because I've seen her
Where have you
on
seen
the
her?
show called Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes. So, this friend who she has 50 hours of phone logs
Mm,
with is Drew Fedora.
her sneaky link.
Sneaky link.
Not
So
sneaky
again,
anymore.
I go back to what is it with these straight girls who just flock to these studs?
Well, obviously Ralph just maybe he ain't know what he was doing. I don't know.
Ralph wasn't putting it down for her, so
I mean
she
to
had
jump
to.
off to the lady pond. Ralph, what's going on?
Ralph, you want to know what's going on with Ralph?
Mm,
Ralph is sitting down to speak with Portia and Shamia. That's what's going on.
so random. And
Well,
obviously,
no, it's not random. This is Shamia, okay? It's not
hmm
random because we did a podcast together. What?
how many years ago? Where's Todd? Where's
Where's
the
Todd?
yeah,
Where's
Ross?
Ross? We did a
So
podcast together, so that means you can go and sit down with this lady's husband just because y'all did a
hmm
podcast together and he had a question and he couldn't ask that question via
over time.
text message.
Right. Because the premise of the dinner was so that he could pitch a podcast idea. That's a Zoom meeting, but we
Yeah.
don't know what it was really for.
We know what it was really for. It was
Mm-hmm.
for Portia to come here and be messy.
Yep. And she ordered a Hennessy. Ew.
Gotta get the henny.
Ugh. I don't know how y'all
It was
do it.
for Portia to be messy. So
Yeah.
again, I know Portia is your girl.
But I can tell she's wrong.
Why, Portia, are you making a big fuss about Drew filming with Dennis? and they're not even doing anything. They're only filming business. You're doing this to be malicious.
But then Portia essentially starts a rumor and says, "Oh, I got text messages from Dennis saying that Drew was essentially trying to pay Dennis off with sexual favors. Don't run me that ass, run me my money."
A lie.
That's lived rent free in my head for a long time.
I'm not letting a lie live rent free in my head.
It was funny.
It
Even
wasn't.
if was laughing, I was like, okay.
I don't understand. So if who can we get to film with Simon? Who do we want? Like, since we're playing this game, Portia, let's just call
Mm,
everybody and film with everyone's husbands.
here's the thing. Simon would absolutely film if he wasn't in this immigration mess,
Right.
which is buck wild to me that if you're in an immigration mess, but you're filming Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yep.
Huh?
So we're at the table with these three losers, and Ralph is still trying to go off about Drew
Mm-hmm.
being in a relationship with Ty. So now that Ty's girl is over here on Basketball Wives saying, y'all got 50 hours,
Yup.
and he's saying, all you do is sit on the phone with Ty.
Mm-hmm. 2 plus 2 is equaling
Drew,
4.
2 plus 2 is equaling 4. Drew, it looks like you're over there in a relationship with Ty Young.
Right. And this was while her and Ralph were still
Mm-hmm.
married.
Living in
So
the
she was
same, living in the same living quarters, not while Ralph was living in the basement.
right.
Because
Which is,
this was from 2 years ago
yeah,
that this conversation even started.
yes. I'm not gonna lie. The way Ty brushed past Drew and Drew's reaction, it's giving the body language of someone trying to hide something. Don't
Hmm.
get too close on camera now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I know what I'm starting to believe in. I mean, I've always known Drew to be a liar.
Oh, 100%.
But now, like, there's a whole nother show where someone else is coming in and they're saying the same thing.
Which is no,
Something's not adding up.
wow. A crossover with 2 different networks, NBC
And
Universal.
Viacom.
Wowza.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I did want to add this in because this is a hill that I will die on. Um, for me, it's pronounced plantain, not plantain. Ralph, get it together. This is a hill I will die on.
Well,
And
you're
that,
Caribbean.
yeah. And that's why when someone says plantain, I'm like, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
I think I say it like you do, plantain,
Yeah.
just because I've been around people and that's how I know to say it. But Ralph is ignorant. So,
He's what?
ignorant.
Oui, very ignorant. We do not like Ralph. Au revoir.
Okay, so then we leave the dinner with these three fools and we
Yeah.
see Angela's house troubles.
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. If I was in $2 million of debt, I would probably fling myself off a high rise. Like, how do you sleep at night knowing that you're in $2 million worth of debt? I don't care how much money you have. $2 million
Would you live in that house for the price that she was asking?
for $3 million? No, that's a 1.5 million barely.
That's
The
a
pool's nasty.
$500,000. There was
The closet,
the closet. You literally have to do everything to this house. She has
right?
done nothing to the house. You have to renovate it yourself.
Exactly. This is my thing. Like, if I went to go see it and I put in a potential offer, there would be a lot of conditions, as in, you need to fill up the pool. You need to bump out one room and make my closet bigger. Like, I'm not going to give you $3 million for me to have
No.
to turn around and pay $1 million to redo it.
Right.
So that house will be on the market for a while and that debt will be piling up.
Yep. So she sits down, Angela sits down with
My girl
Portia.
Kelly. Oh,
Oh,
that was
that too. But
that was
she sat down
nothing.
with Portia,
Yeah.
and we have a new bone collector because Angela is collecting bones.
Oh my gosh, she's the perfect housewife. She really is.
She
And her
is.
makeup always laid as she's laying these bones on the table.
Yeah. Hmm. And she just
Wow.
sits back,
Hmm.
crosses her long ass legs, and
Her
she just
fake,
sits there and just is
yeah,
like taking it
it's
all
the
in.
voice she does. Oh my gosh. Oh, Portia. Oh, I'm like, you are so fake and phony. And I love
Hmm. Yep.
bring everything to a head.
So, okay, what was her conversation with Kelly? You were about to go there.
Essentially filler.
Filler. Yeah.
Like, she just brought her over just to show her the house, just so they can have this conversation. Essentially, Angela's putting down more bones to
Yeah.
make sure, like, everybody knows what's going on. So that Shami is kind of blindsided.
Yep.
And my,
Yeah.
yeah, crazy.
So we get to Portia's event for the Go Naked.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny because um Drew said, "Well, I was kicked off of Go Naked Hair, so should I even be here? Am I going to get paid for this?"
Well,
And
I mean,
I saw the funniest thing on Twitter because someone was like, "I hope Drew got paid for doing this photo shoot." And Portia commented and said, "She was at work by Bravo. Of course she got paid for it."
period. Period.
Period.
You know what I forgot about the stuff with Angela and Kelly? That Angela brought up the whole rumor about the illegitimate child. And she went
Yes.
story about Wendy Williams.
Yes.
Okay, my thing is, that's great she explained it, but I'm still not 100% sold.
No. And she's not sold. Girl,
Right.
you know
Wendy, where
your
are
man was out here. We miss you, Wendy.
I know she doesn't lie. My birthday twin does not lie, and I want, she can tell us.
I have her number on speed dial.
How are you doing?
We miss you, Wendy.
There.
Okay, so we had Portia's event.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we see Portia and Shamia's relationship come to a head.
Yes. I just want to talk about the outfits. Um, I understand it's a lingerie party, but Kelly, I love you, girl. It looks like you're about to play some soca and hit the road for carnival. Why do you have that big thing on your back? This is not Victoria's Secret's fashion show. It's a lingerie party. And a G string with your bare booty sitting on anything? Everything.
That's just how she likes to dress. I'm convinced at this point she doesn't own anything else.
And also, why are your areolas always out? Just get a
Always.
bra.
Always. Always. Okay.
you, mm-hmm.
Go back to it. Go back to the event.
That was my thing about that. I like the way that it looked. It was odd because I don't know why you would rent out such a big space for 6 ladies. I thought that it was
This
going to
is
be like a,
this is how we do over here.
well,
Drama.
Candy Coated
The
Nights always had a bunch of people.
the dramatics.
Oh, no, this is the thing I was going to say about this whole event. So leading up to it, Portia's like, I just want to squash things with Drew. Like, I'm over it. I don't like people who make a big fuss about everything, and then when they are over it,
Right.
everyone else has to be over it.
Right.
No, I'm still upset with you.
This is just normal Portia behavior. I
Right.
I I don't even know. I don't even know at this point what to even say about Portia. Like, I really don't. I don't have any words for her behavior.
Yeah, her behavior, it's, you can't stand behind it. So I can separate the two. I think she is so funny, but I also think that the way that she is acting, childish.
Very, very
Yeah.
childish. I'm just over her. I'm over her. Shamia's over her.
Mm-hmm.
To have a friend for all of these years, a childhood friend, and
Right.
then things about you not going to that person's wedding get revealed on TV.
That was a
Yikes.
crazy bombshell. So they were not speaking, I think she said 3 to 4 months before the wedding in Kenya. When they finally got back on speaking terms, it was about a month before the wedding.
Mhm.
You have money. You could easily fly to Kenya. You could
Mhm.
easily stay at a different luxury hotel in Kenya and go to your best friend's wedding. And then
Mhm.
say, well, I came to the, traditional one in Atlanta. That doesn't make it better.
No.
purposely didn't go.
because why couldn't you be a grown up
Mm-hmm.
and have some type of emotional intelligence to tell your friend, these are the reasons why I don't feel comfortable coming to your wedding in Africa. Now she has to find out through the show why you didn't come to the wedding.
Right. Because Portia gave her an excuse of, I can't sit in the front seat of something, and then I like that just fizzled out. But I'm like, why lie about that?
Why?
Just say, girl, we just started back talking. I'm not gonna go to Kenya, but I am gonna go to your wedding in America. I'm sure
Nope.
Shamia would be upset, but at least you were honest and told her.
She Oh, Portia. Shamia was on Watch What Happens after that episode, and
Mm-hmm.
Andy, he said, I really hope that this is a bump in y'all's relationship and not a stop in the relationship,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to see y'all continue to be friends. And Shamia said, that's up for Portia to decide, because for me, it's a full stop. I have nothing else to give. She said, I've been loyal to her,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that because of the downfall of this relationship, I can walk away saying I was loyal to this person. I
Yeah.
did my best to be this person's friend. She can't say the same.
Right. And that's the crazy thing is like Shamia's always rode so hard for Portia.
Yeah,
And everybody has said that. But my thing is like, is that why Phaedra was brought back?
oh, because
Because
there's a downfall in their relationship.
yeah, because that's weird.
Oh, Shamia also did say that, because Andy asked Shamia, how do you feel about everyone always calling you Portia's lapdog? And she
Mm,
was like, I'm not her lapdog. I consider this me being loyal to Portia. Like,
being a
w-
friend.
being a friend. She said, anything that me and Portia go through, we talk about it off screen because we
Mm-hmm.
don't want our business out there like that. But she doesn't do the same thing.
Nope.
What happens in the house needs to stay in the house, but Portia will run and tell the streets.
Yep. That's crazy. Well,
So it does make sense, because now, literally, I mean, Portia has these little fake relationships with um Angela, Kelly. Like, she's doing this, but she doesn't have anyone who is truly on her side right now. So
right.
that does make sense for them to bring Phaedra back, um, to have her have someone.
That's just crazy to me that in the beginning of the season, Portia cannot stand Kelly and cannot stand Angela, but now they're bosom buddies. Someone's faking the relationship, and
Yep.
Portia using them because she
Yep.
doesn't have any. Jimmy is gone.
But that's what she does. She uses people.
Mm. And
Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens next. Yeah. I just don't know where Shamia can go from here.
well, luckily for her, she seems like a fan favorite, so she's not going far.
Um, do you have anything else for Atlanta?
No, I just need to get a little bit more juicy. It seems like
Did
all the drama happens on the vacation.
Yeah. Did you give Temptation Island another try?
No,
Well,
I'm Day of the Jackal,
oh
so
yeah, that one. I like
we'll
that show.
I'll get back to my.
Netflix is releasing a new show for me on May 21st called Sneaky Links.
Ooh, let's see if I can find it.
The description reads, 6 singles check into a motel looking for love. Their situationships are invited too. Can these hookups turn into real romance?
Oh, wait,
Have
I'm
you given
confused
Pop
though.
the Balloon another try?
No, but I started it on YouTube because I wanted to see the original, like what it was really about.
I I
But
I am too sensitive. I cannot watch Pop the Balloon. I
that's
would be
me
crying. I would
because
literally be crying.
girl, there was this. Oh my gosh, he was so fine. He was chocolate, chocolate, chocolate with a deep Southern drawl.
Oh
He
Lord.
worked out, and all these women were popping the balloon. Oh, I'm not interested in it. I said, y'all are nuts. This one girl goes, essentially, she was alluding to that she doesn't date dark skinned men. You're my skin color. That man is like
Girl, that's what
beyond.
I'm saying. If I walked into the room and these men just started pop, 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 crying, I'm in
Ever.
tears. I'm traumatized at that point. Because what the fuck are y'all popping these balloons so hard for?
No, and the thing is, it's like it's all on looks, and that would really hurt me because I'm funny. It's not about my looks. I'm
I'm
fucking.
funny and I'm
Gave me a
fine. You didn't even give me a chance. So I can't do pop the balloon. I would cry.
Okay, you guys. So we're going to leave it there and we will see you guys next week.
Yeah, and if you love this week's mess, don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Born messy, staying messy.
Bye.
Bye.